Hi and welcome to day 17 of Inktober Tangles 2022. I'm Anica, a CZT from Croatia, and feel free to join me as I tangle today. Today's tangle is Lollywimple by Sandy Hunter, I think. Let me just check. Lollywimple by Sandy Hunter, CZT, yes. A cute tangle, and it starts with basically two lines which are parallel to each other. But I'm not doing the straight lines as it's recommended. I'm again doing these curved lines, and then along each of these lines I will lay down some orbs. And I will do the same, different sizes, the same on the opposite side, just drawing orbs without thinking too much about the sizes, about the placement, and here they are. The next thing to do is add some oral lines, so I'm adding the oral lines, and as I reach this pencil line, I stop. It's really simple again, like the tangles should be. Now, tangles, there is a difference between tangles and patterns. Tangles should be deconstructed in up to 6 steps. They are supposed to be simple. Now I'm going to just do these roundings and kind of connect these lines with the beads or orbs. So every tangle is a pattern, but not every pattern is a tangle. For example, very complex geometrical patterns are not tangles in Zentangle sense, because they are just too complex. After this, I will add the new oral lines. I don't know why it took me so long to say oral lines. And I'm doing this rounding, which is not the part of the original deconstruction, but I'm going to do it anyway because I'm curious to see what it will look like when I add them. And then I will do the same on the opposite side. So just adding them until I run out of space. So let's see where my curiosity will lead me and what I will create when I do it like that. Another layer. Now it gets trickier as I run out of space, and I will just color in some of these spaces between them. It's very, it looks like something from a comic book, or it's very cute. Now, because I will add some highlights and shades to these orbs, I think that, you know, this line that I drew with pencil might be visible below my highlights, so I'm using this eraser, which is an edit eraser, to remove those lines. And in Zentangle, the rule is we are not using the eraser. We are not using the eraser to remove mistakes, because there are no mistakes in Zentangle. But this is, you know, another way to use the eraser. It's not like doesn't have anything to do with the mistakes. So I think it's okay to use it in this way, just to help beautify my tangles. Now I'm going to add shades. So first I'm going to turn this, it's not upside down. I want to add these smiley shapes to the bottom part of the orbs, and I want it to be easier because I'm right-handed. I prefer drawing them like that. And then I will take the blending stump and just, you know, blend them with these circular motions, blend this graphite trace towards the top of each orb. Of course, I will add shade below these tangles that are going over the new one. Again, blending that too. And now I want to add some shades to enhance, you know, the top and bottom, or should I say the placement of these auras around. I want some to recede in the background and the others to look like they pop to the front. So I'm shading these small ones, and also spaces where they connect, touch each other. And then of course I will finish with the highlights, hopefully give it some more light. And look like the central part of these are actually lifted to the front. I'm just shading my small white pencil, making it even smaller, but still in, you know, good enough for the drawing. Oops, I can see that I skipped one of these. So I'm going to add the white highlight to the top part of each of these. And I'm really pushing quite hard because I want to like mix this white trace with the surface of the paper so that it doesn't come off easily when I move my hand across the paper. And then with the same pencil, which is now quite sharp, I want to add the highlight to these auras. And I can see that I haven't blended these shades that divide the two tangles. So I'm just, you know, casually switching between the supplies, which is not what I usually do when I teach, because it's very structured. You know, I know what project I'm teaching. It's not as spontaneous like this, because I do prepare for my classes, but this is something different. So because I have these highlighted parts, I think I'm going to give some more darkness to these orbs that are on top part. And I'm not going to do the same to the ones on the bottom part. Now I'll take the jelly roll and I'll add some white highlights, and I can see how this shape is a little bit warped, so I'm just trying to help it be a little bit more round with my white jelly roll, kind of trying to fix it. Okay, maybe just a few dots to increase the highlights here and there on these auras. And then I will observe everything again to see if it makes sense. I think it's kind of cute. Let me just, with my 05, and just add some more whiteness to some parts. And I will also add it to the bottom here. Maybe I need some more shade to these bottom orbs, because you know these shades are quite subtle. They can be maybe a little bit darker. Just a little bit more drama. And now I think I'm happy with what it looks like. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if it would start, you know, creeping through my paper tile like this. It looks like some kind of a weird creature. Before it starts doing that, I will kind of close down the space for it by drawing this border. I don't know what will happen here, because it's another day, another tangle. So I'm just adding this border below this tangle, and then later we will see what to do with the rest of the border. I'm doing it just one section at a time. As I add tangles, I add the border without any planning ahead of time, and I will draw a quite dark and dramatic shade below this tangle. And I will stop here again just to see how the drawing will develop in the following days and where I will place the next tangles. And now, of course, I'm going to, I need my Jelly Roll 10 to add some highlights like this. And with that, I think I'm done with this bottom right part. It's kind of cute. It really, you know, it looks interesting. It just attracts the eye and then makes you think what this creature is. Thank you again for drawing with me. It was my pleasure to do this weird creature with you today, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.